Well, good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories with me, Pastor Michelle. Today's Thursday, January 7th, and our Disney story comes to us from Atlantis, and it's called Out for a Spin. One day, Princess Kidda was showing Milo and the rest of the explorers the wonders of Atlantis. The explorers wanted to search for treasure, but Milo wanted to go exploring with Kidda. The princess led him up the staircase of a huge pyramid. When they reached the top, they found a shark-shaped vehicle. "It's an acteric," Kidda told him. "Can we take it for a spin?" Milo asked. "If you wish." Kidda used a crystal that hung around her neck to start the engine. Then she and Milo climbed on. Milo pushed a button and the acteric blasted into the sky. He and Kidda dove low over the water, skimming the waves. Suddenly a school of flying fish burst out of the water and surrounded the flyer. One flapped in Milo's face and he nearly lost control. "We've got to get back to land." The acteric shot up into the sky. "Beware of the cliffs ahead," Kidda warned. Milo tried to maneuver the vehicle, but the acteric could not fly high enough. They were about to crash. "The cave," Kidda cried, pointing to a hole in the side of the mountain. Milo steered the acteric through the entrance. Twisting the flyer, he dodged stalactites hanging from the cavern roof. Then he saw the head of a huge stone fish in the cave wall. Its mouth was open and daylight streamed through it. He twisted the controls and the acteric flew right through the fish's gaping mouth. Just then the flyer's tail scraped the stone fish and the acteric flew out of control. "Hang on," Milo cried. The flyer hit the side of the pyramid and bounced. It landed at the exact spot where Kidda and Milo first found it. The others heard the crash and rushed over. They found Milo and Kidda standing next to the wrecked flyer. "What happened?" Audrey cried. "We went out for a spin," Milo said. "Are you saying you actually flew this wreck?" Audrey demanded. "I did, but it's pretty obvious I need to sign up for Atlantean driver's ed." All right. So, right, driver's ed. Oh, I remember that. That was, I took driver's ed. Oh, mama. Nearly 20 years ago. That's hard to believe. I've been driving for almost 20 years. It makes me feel incredibly old. It took me a while to get my driver's license, I will say that. So I got it on my fourth time. Now, to be clear, the first time I went, I was late, I think, and they wouldn't let me take the test because I was late. Second time, actually third time, no. Yeah, it took me 4 times. Second time, I went and I was driving a clunker of a car that the windows didn't roll down. It was in summer. And I didn't have air conditioning, and the instructor refused to ride in my car because it was so hot that day. The third time, legit fail. I hit a cone. And then the fourth time I passed. So, yay me. Anyway, let's hear, speaking of daring women, I'm a daring woman. Let's talk about an ace aviator named Bessie Coleman. So I'm really getting into this book, hearing about these women that did amazing things. So Bessie was born in a tiny cabin in Texas, but even as a child, she had big dreams. She picked cotton and helped wash and iron clothes, but she also attended school and was really good at math. When she was 11, something happened that caught her attention and changed her life. The Wright brothers flew their first plane. She read everything she could find about airplanes, dreaming about the day she would soar through the sky. As a woman, Bessie moved to Chicago, where her older brothers lived. She worked as a manicurist and saved money for flying lessons. This was when she was young. She applied to flight school and was rejected, so she kept applying, and she kept getting rejected for the same 2 reasons. She was a woman, and she was African American. Bessie refused to give up, so when she learned that women were being taught to fly in France, she knew what she had to do. She worked harder to save money and took classes to learn French. She sailed to Europe, and soon she was finally taking flying lessons, even though she had to walk several miles each day to school, and she witnessed fatal crashes. Her desire to fly never wavered. She managed to graduate from the 10-month course in 7 months. In 1921, she became the first African-American woman to earn an international pilot's license. When she returned to the States, parades were held in her honor. Newspaper articles were written about her. She was a celebrity without a job. There were no aviation jobs for a woman. She returned to Europe and studied air acrobatics. Bessie returned to the States again, this time as a stunt pilot. She amazed thousands of spectators at her shows, doing loop-de-loops, figure eights, and barrel rolls. All things, if I were in a plane when they were doing those things, would make me throw up in many different ways. The press nicknamed her Queen Bess and wrote about her breathtaking stunts. In 1925, the show didn't go as planned. She had a serious crash and broke several bones, but instead of being upset about her injuries, she was sad that she had disappointed the fans who had bought tickets to see her fly. A few years later, she was back in the sky. As Bessie traveled the country, she frequently talked to young girls and women about aviation. She wanted to encourage and inspire the next generation to pursue their dreams of flying, just as she had. And that's exactly what she did. Wow. You know, that shows some determination, because I don't think that I would continue flying if I had a crash. But I say that, I just have to say this out loud. I have continued driving after having an awful car accident. Yeah, won't go into that. But anyway, yeah, I think sometimes, you know, life can be hard. We continue loving and we continue living even when life is hard, right? So I think we have to strap on our boots in a way, metaphorically, and continue on as best as we physically can and mentally can, you know. Life is hard. There's no getting around that. Sorry, I don't mean to be waxing poetically on my bedtime stories. I guess I was just in a talkative mood tonight. For the 0 people that watch these, I think. I don't know. I don't know if anyone actually watches these, but I make them more for myself. I don't know. I enjoy making them. God bless you.